Hi there. What we've got here is heat exchangers out of an 80% furnace and a high efficiency furnace. Does it make sense for you to upgrade? We'll tackle that today. So the heat exchanger is kind of the most important part of the furnace. It's what gets hot that actually warms up the house. As you can see, this portion here and the top portion here look really similar, and they are. This is an 80% furnace. This is kind of also an 80% furnace. What gives you that extra 10 or 15% is right down here in the secondary heat exchanger. So let's talk about what's going on there. First, let's do some chemistry. All of the fuels that we burn are hydrocarbons, whether it's propane or butane or anything else. It's some combination of hydrogen and carbon. This is natural gas. When you mix natural gas with oxygen, you get carbon dioxide and water. In a pure combustion reaction, that's all you're going to get. This reaction happens at 3,560 degrees. The more heat that we can take out of that reaction and put into your home, the more efficient the furnace is. So how do you know whether or not you've got an 80% furnace? You're going to have a steel exhaust instead of a PVC exhaust. The exhaust coming out is going to be at 350 degrees versus 125 for the PVC, the 90% furnace. This is a really reliable furnace, lasts a long time. There's a problem with this number though. That's below the boiling point of water. So all that water that we talked about in the reaction is now liquid, and we have to get rid of it. Unfortunately, it really wears out parts. So 90% furnaces usually last on average of about 25 years. 80% furnaces will last about 40. Well, we've covered chemistry, now let's do some math. So the typical household in Ohio spends $2,105 a year using an 80% furnace. Now, the thing about an 80% furnace is it's actually more efficient than that. When we measure them with combustion analyzers, they usually measure out to about 84%. So really it's closer to a high efficiency furnace than advertised. So if you upgrade to a 95% furnace, which does measure out to about 95% with a combustion analyzer, you're going to spend $1,896 a year heating the same house for a total savings of $209. One more cost we need to factor in before we decide whether or not we're saving any money is the amortization of the price of the unit over its life, right? So an 80% furnace is about $4,000, give or take, and they last somewhere around 40 years. So you could expect the reserves you want to keep back for the price of the unit is about $100 per year for its replacement cost, right? Now a high efficiency furnace is a little bit more expensive and it lasts a little bit less long. So 5,000 divided by 25 is about $200 you want to keep in reserves. That takes your $209 savings down to $109 a year. Now, a lot of HVAC technicians, when they're trying to sell you a new system, will tell you that, hey, if you upgrade to a high efficiency furnace, this thing's going to pay for itself in just a few years. That's a load of malarkey. It's going to take a long time for you to get that money back at $109 a year. Is it really worth doing? That's up to you. I think a good reason to upgrade to a high efficiency furnace is for environmental reasons. If you care about how many hydrocarbons we're burning and putting into the atmosphere, then yeah, upgrade. But dollars and cents wise, it's kind of a wash. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.